Last year, we ordered 75 baby chicks, and within hours of them arriving on the farm, 63 of them were gone. We were absolutely devastated. This year, we're doing things differently, and we're praying hard it works. Okay, so let's back up a little and talk about how we got here, because this whole thing was quite a production. We've been raising meat birds for a few years now, and this year we're expanding our operation in a big way. That meant we needed 2 fully functioning brooders up and running. Ryan actually built the first one last year. It's a 2-tier design completely from scratch, and it can hold 50 to 100 chicks on each level. So we're talking up to 200 chicks total in one brooder. The second one, well, we started building it last year too. Got the whole framework done. 2x4 and 4x4 lumber framed out and sheathed with OSB. But then we hit a point where we didn't need it right away. So we tucked it in the back of the hay barn, and I mean tucked. It got buried back there over the winter. So knowing chicks were arriving within a week's time, Ryan fired up the tractor, got the forks on it, and we dug that thing out of the hay barn and hauled it straight into the workshop to finish it out. We have a tight deadline, so no pressure. The finishing work was really beautiful though. Ryan does such incredible work. We painted the whole brooder, which not only makes it look really nice, but also helps seal the wood. Then we installed sheet vinyl flooring on both tiers. That gives us a waterproof surface that's so easy to clean and disinfect in between batches of birds. The doors were made from 1x4 pine with biscuit joinery, so it's really sturdy, and finished with 1/2-inch vinyl coated hardware cloth, so there's good airflow, but nothing can get in. The interior door hinges keep things moving smoothly, and then we made locks using steel hasps and carabiners so they are completely critter-proof. Ryan really puts so much thought into every detail. We are just so lucky to have him. Now, before we get into this year's setup, I want to talk to you about something that's really been weighing on us. And I think if you've ever ordered live animals through the mail, you're going to understand exactly what I mean. There are no longer any hatcheries close enough to us that we could go pick up the chicks ourselves. The last one in the area was bought out about 2 years ago, so we do our best to research and find credible, reliable companies online and have the chicks shipped through the United States Postal Service. And if you live anywhere in this country, you know how stressful it is to rely on them for something like this. Last year, we ordered 75 chicks. They came in the mail after several days of travel, and within just a few hours of arriving on our farm, they started dying off. 63 of them ended up dying. We lost all but 12. We were absolutely devastated. I just about cried. There's no other way to put it. It just broke our hearts. So this year, we're taking every single precaution we can. We ordered from a different company. We've done more research, and we've set up the environment better than ever. And we're praying, truly praying, that we don't go through that again. So let's talk about what we're doing differently and why it actually matters for these chicks' survival. The first thing baby chicks need when they arrive, especially after traveling in a postal box, is warmth. That is number one priority. Baby chicks need to be kept at about 95 degrees Fahrenheit. They don't have the feathers yet to regulate their own body temperature, and the stress of shipping makes that even more critical. So rather than putting them directly into the brooder room in our livestock barn, which is our normal setup, we decided to start them here in the workshop this time around. Why? Because we still have below freezing nights in the forecast this week. But the workshop is insulated and has a wood-burning stove, so we can keep it nice and toasty warm in there. We need these little guys to feel safe and comfortable from the moment they arrive. Inside the brooder, the first thing we do is lay down a nice thick layer of pine shavings. It gives them something soft to walk on, scratch around in, and snuggle into. It also helps absorb moisture and keep things cleaner. For heat, we use large heat plates. These are incredible. They're designed to mimic the feeling of being under a mama hen. We set them low to the ground so the chicks can really feel that warmth and instinctively snuggle underneath. But we leave plenty of room around the brooder so they can walk out, cool down if they need to, get to their water and their food, and that balance of warm and cool zones is really important. For water, we always set up multiple waterers. We have a couple with plain fresh water and at least one water mixed with electrolytes made specifically for baby chicks. After the stress of being shipped for 3 to 4 days, their bodies are depleted. The electrolytes help them recover faster and get stronger quicker. It's such a simple thing, but it genuinely makes a big difference. For feed, we use a meat bird chick starter. It's a crumble form and has about 20 to 22% protein. That high protein level is so important in these first couple of weeks because these birds are growing so rapidly. Once they're a couple of weeks old, we'll transition them to a meat bird grower feed. That one has larger pieces, not crumbles, because by then they're big enough to be able to handle it. The protein drops down to about 18% in the grower feed, still high, but they don't need quite the same boost once they get a little bit bigger. And here's the thing, those chicks don't stay in the brooder forever. We have a whole plan mapped out for where they go next, and this year it involves something brand new that we are so excited about. So here's how the whole process works from start to finish. The chicks will start here in the workshop brooder this week. We'll keep a close eye on the weather, watching those temperatures carefully until we hit a window where it's safe to move them out to the brooder room in the livestock barn. That's where they'll stay through the growing process. We watch them every day, make sure they have heat, water, and food, and just enjoy them, honestly, because this is the most fun part of the whole operation. There's nothing cuter than a brooder full of baby chicks. Around the 5-week mark, when they're feathered out and can regulate their own body temperature, they graduate to the chicken tractor out on pasture. And this year, this is where it gets really exciting for us. The last few years, Ryan built smaller chicken tractors. We were running 3 of them at the same time. Moving 3 coops every day or 2 out on fresh grass, it gets to be, well, a bit of work. But this year we have a brand new mobile coop, and it's bigger, it's easier to move, and it has solar powered automatic feeders and waterers. Solar powered, so we can move the whole flock in 1 coop instead of 3, and the feeding and watering is mostly automatic. Caring for this batch of birds is going to be so much smoother than it's ever been before. And trust me, that's a really good thing, because the first batch of 150 is just the beginning. We have another 250 chicks arriving later this summer. That is 400 total meat birds this year, and that is a lot of chickens. So now the brooder is up and ready to go. Heat plates on, shavings are down, water is fresh, electrolytes are mixed in, the workshop is warm, we're ready. The chicks have arrived to the post office, so we need to go pick them up, and I'll tell you, there's always the mix of excitement and nerves before they arrive. Excitement because baby chicks are just the absolute best. Watching them discover their little world, hearing all those little peeping, seeing them snuggle together under the heat plate, it never gets old. We look forward to this every single year. But there's also that nervousness because we know what can go wrong. We lived through it last year. And so we've done everything we can do on our end. The rest is just pretty much waiting and hoping and praying. We brought the boxes of chicks into the workshop and carefully, nervously, and excitedly opened up those boxes. And we were so relieved to see all of those lively little faces. And all but one was alive, which is great because when you buy chicks and have them delivered to you through the mail, you don't always get 100% or even 99% survival rate. So we're already off to a great start. We carefully took all of those baby chicks out one by one, dipped their beaks into the water so that way they knew where the water was, and then immediately put them underneath the heat plate so that way they could stay warm and just warm up those little bodies after all that travel. We've been going out and checking on the chicks about every hour or two, and so far they are doing amazing. I decided to rearrange it in here a little bit. I noticed when we had the heat plates separated, more of the birds were trying to huddle under the one heat plate. And I really want to make sure they're all going under the heat plate because warmth is just like the number one thing that I'm keeping an eye on over the next like 48 hours or so. And so I pushed these closer together, and then I spread out the waters and I put the food right in the center here. So hopefully everything they need is close, and then they can all still feel nice and secure being together and huddled up, but all underneath the heat plate. And I've been watching them for a couple of minutes now. and it does look like this is helping, and that more of the birds are going under the heat plate. I see some that keep popping out, getting some water, getting some food, scratching around, all really good signs. So I think this is going to be how we keep it in here for now. And then we eventually are going to separate the birds out and put some up here and some underneath. But for now, during this critical time, I would just want all of them together and have everything just really easily accessible before we start spreading them out. I think just having the temperature regulated in here, having it so warm, and really taking these extra precautions is making a world of a difference. So we are really hopeful and really optimistic about this batch, and we can't wait to watch them grow and share the whole process with you. We are so grateful for all of you who follow along on this journey with us here at Whitetail Acres. And whether you're a seasoned farmer, a hobby homesteader, or just someone who loves watching farm life, we love having you here. If you've ever raised meat birds or ordered chicks through the mail, we would love to hear your experience in the comments below. Did you ever have a bad shipping experience? What tips do you have for getting baby chicks off to a strong start? Drop it down below. We read every single comment. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps more people find our channel and this little community we're building here. Thank you so much again, and we will see you on the next one.